So I just got this idea. I'm like, man, I'm tired of being stuck. What can I do to change my situation? And so I'm writing down some things. I'm writing down what type of car I want, the type of house I want, apartment, where do I want to live, things that do y'all make a grocery list of things that you want in your life? That's all a part of the plan. But if you got a plan and you don't start, what's the point of the grocery list? Because when you start something, that means that you're working towards something. So I'm writing out this plan. I'm writing out this thing that I need that I want at this moment. And I'm like, you know what? I got to do something different. So I actually attracted this guy by the name of Darren Gibson, and he was 25 at the time, made some great income for our age bracket that I thought. And he was just living a lavish lifestyle, a luxurious and free lifestyle. I want you to write this down. Anytime, I talk about our environment or, have these type of calls, I'll bring up this quote, and this is probably like my mantra of life. Life is what everybody is gifted. Style is a way that they live it. I had a life, but I didn't have much style. Just like some of you have a life, but it's probably not the style in which you want to live it. If that's you, put style inside the chat. Because at the end of the day, your lifestyle won't change until you start changing your life. How do you change your life? By changing the way that you think. You change how you feel. You change how you act. You change your results. Now, I had no clue that this guy was going to introduce me to the greatest prosperity coach to ever live this earth, Mr. Bob Proctor. And at this time, I had no clue who Bob Proctor was. Okay. Because I reached out to Darren and, I was pretty fed up with the type of lifestyle that I was living. And I said, enough is enough. I'm ready to learn something new. I already learned what poverty was. I wanted to learn what prosperity was. I wanted to learn how to live a life of financial independence, time independence. How many of you want that type of freedom today? But my question to you is, the real deep question behind that is, how many of you are committed to creating that type of life? How many of you are committed? And as I share this, it's getting me to think and really get into my emotional mind of my past, because it's been a journey, right? But at the end of the day, I had to learn something new. Everybody put the word new inside the chat. You got to learn something new, because I was brought up to learn how to earn money from a job. Nothing wrong with the job, but I realized that there's a limit to working a job. Some of you are teachers, some of you, are blue collar, white collar workers, and some of you, work at home, right? But at the end of the day, you're all in this position where you're wanting to learn something new. You're wanting to create some type of new happiness in your life. And I realized that, as I was in this rut, I wasn't learning anything new. I wasn't absorbing any new information or creating any new experiences. Because if you do what people do, you say what they say, you're going to get what they get every single time. That's why I tell people, be careful with what people tell you. Be careful to buy into other people's opinion, because when you buy into their opinion, you have to buy into their lifestyle, Andy. Life is what everybody has. Style is the way in which they live it. Now, no offense to my mom, my dad, and the people that was in my environment, but I didn't want to live the same lifestyle that they were living. Why? Because I was living the same life. I was essentially living the same life. And when I sat down with Mr. Gibson and Mr. Proctor, they helped open up my mind to a whole new way of thinking. They said, Tier, why do you believe the things that you believe? Why do you do the things that you do? Why do you say the things that you say? Why do you like the foods that you like today? And I had to sit back and think and ponder. I'm like, I don't know. He said, it's because of your environment. Write that down. Environment. Your environment influences everything about your life, especially when you are from an infant all the way up to about 20 years of age, 30 years of age. I remember this quote from Bob, and he just smacked me like he had a Bible and just smacked me with the truth. And he said, son, here's what I want you to realize. If you're born into poverty, son, it's not your fault. But if you remain in poverty, that was your choice. When he said that, I was like, oh, that is so huge. I get it now. I get why I'm getting the results that I have. It's because I have never changed my programming after leaving my family. I love what it says in the Bible, to renew your mind and not be conformed to the world, meaning do not be a follower of what the masses are doing. Instead, be a leader to yourself. Lead yourself based upon the vision that you have for your life, for the purpose that you have for your life. Is this making sense? I love that, Matt. So when he said that, I'm like, that is a aha moment. It makes sense now. It makes sense on why I did not understand or why I did not care for the formal way of earning income, but I didn't care about formal education. Why? Because formal education will make you a living, while self-education, Laura, will make you a fortune. We're not just talking about money. We're talking about consciousness, awareness. Some of you are aware that trading your time for money is the absolute worst way of earning income, but you're still doing it. You're still doing it. And we put ourselves in this mental prison. You know what you know what I call that mental prison? Put it inside the chat if you think you know what this word is, right? What would you give the name of this mental prison I'm about to talk to you about? There you go. He said it. The mental prison I'm talking about, it's not fear, it's called comfort. You're comfortable. Do you know that there are more comfortably dissatisfied people in today's world? And then you have this new generation of kids that are talking about they don't want to work hard. Why? Because they saw how our parents and our grandparents struggled. And they're like, look, I want to work smarter and not harder. You know, when I think of these younger, generation kids, yes, there's some things that they need to learn, but there's also some things that we need to learn from them. Because guess what? They've taken what we've gained and they have evolved. They have evolved. Kim, you are absolutely right. We call it content. Guys, I want you to realize this. It says it in the Bible, and Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. I don't look at it as a religious thing. I look at it as me getting the instructions that I need to lead my life, to shift my life in a direction that it needs to go. And it says to be content with less is sinful. Come on, write that down. To be content with less is sinful. So if you have less money and you're earning less money, you're content, that is a sin. That is a sin. And so what we need to do is we need to change our consciousness. We need to change the way that we think when it comes to our relationship in regards to earning income. We need to change our relationship and our perspective of who we are and whose we are. Right? And so when it comes down to it, we're here to be expanded. We're here to stretch. We're here to grow. We're here to put ourselves in a position where we can evolve. But we can't do that if we continually do the same thing that we've always done. Because if you continually do what we've always done, we'll continue to get the results. And we don't like our results. That's why I stopped paying attention. I stopped listening to my family. I love my family, no disrespect or harm to them, but they can't lead me to a better life. They can't put me in a position where I can earn millions of dollars or billions of dollars so that way I can help and service more people. Because I was brought up to believe, hey, money is the root of all evil. No, I think the lust for money is the root of all evil. Matter of fact, I've never seen somebody with a dollar bill, or matter of fact, I've never seen a dollar bill do any bad to a person. Is that making sense? I've never seen anybody with money hurt someone. I think money is just a magnifying glass or a representation of who you are as a person, what you're able to do. Some people are able to give more. Some people, even give what they don't have, and they essentially end up attracting more. So I want to ask you this question. If you stop working today, how long would you be able to survive? Now, again, this is not all about money, but this is about consciousness. I look at money as a measurement of the expansion of your awareness, of your consciousness, how you serve other people, right? If your salary is your only source of income, you're one step away from poverty. How many of you are tired of living in poverty? Right? And so if you haven't been paying attention, especially if you're here in America, there's a lot of people that are losing their jobs. This is reminding me a lot of what happened in 2020. And a lot of people were not prepared for what was going to take place. But here, how do you prepare for something like that? That's why you have multiple streams of income. That's why you put your money to work for you instead of you sitting around waiting for an opportunity. An opportunity is not going to come knocking on your door. A lottery ticket is not going to come knocking on your door. You got to go out and create the opportunity. You got to go out and service the people. That's why I love what Jesus Christ said. He said, service to many leads to greatness. He never said serving himself. Service to many leads to greatness. So what that means is, as an entrepreneur, and I'm not saying that all of you are destined or designed to be an entrepreneur, but what I'm saying is you got to be careful on who has your ear. Because all that information is going into your mind. You got the conscious and the subconscious mind. right? The conscious mind is the thinking mind. That's the mind that allows you to originate thoughts or ideas. You can accept or reject any idea in the conscious mind, but in the subconscious mind, we call that the heart. We call that the womb. And the only way that the information goes down into the subconscious mind is based upon how much or how frequently you impress the subconscious mind with the same idea. And what happens is you start to fall in love with the idea and it goes into action. It creates emotion. Is this making sense? Are y'all getting a better understanding of what's taking place? Because it's not the materialistic things, it's the pictures, the vision, it's the ideas that you collect that you attract into your world that allows you to create the world that you want. But you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you picture. You get in life what you picture. So what type of picture do you have right now? And based upon who's in your ear will let me know what type of picture you have. Is your family in your ear, giving you their opinions, talking about what you need to do, having you slaving for money, and then talking about their wishes? Oh, I wish I would have did this. Oh, I wish I would have did that. Look, how many times have you had wish for a sandwich? There's no power in a wish. Exactly, David. You think in secret and it comes to pass. Environment is but your looking glass. So true. Do you know that your body is just an instrument of your mind? Your body is an instrument of your mind. And based upon what you have impressed into your subconscious mind creates your self-image. Do you know some of you didn't even create your self-image? I love the conversation I had with Miss Kim yesterday. And we were talking about how she's in not a crisis, but she's in a position right now where she's defining herself so that way she can be free to be who she really wants to be. She was looking for an environment. She was looking for an opportunity that would allow her to monetize her growth, but not only monetize her growth, but help other people grow. Why? Because we all got experiences. We all got trials and tribulations, but it comes down to who's helping us overcome those. That's why it's important that you have a mentor so that way they can give you advice. Advice comes from experience, and that experience put to work behind a desire. What is that desire that you have? I want to earn more income. I want to help more people. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay, cool. Are you in the right opportunity, platform, or vehicle to help you service other people to do that? No? Have you been looking for something like that? Absolutely. How many of you are looking for an opportunity or a vehicle to help you create a better life? Right? Matt, I've heard some good things about you, brother. Because at the end of the day, Tina, we're here to serve. We can be served, but we're here to serve. We get our enjoyment by being around like-minded individuals and helping them become stronger, become better. Liz, I've heard about you as well. I heard about the good that you want to do. But now you have an environment to help you achieve what you want to achieve. And I want to introduce you to the individuals that we have. Mr. Darren Gibson, that's my personal mentor that I've been working with for the last, 7 years. And of course, me and Mr. Gibson have been following this phenomenal gentleman by the name of Mr. Holton Bugs, who is the CEO of the company that I'm going to briefly introduce you to. And these two individuals have made a huge impact on my life. And we're not just talking financially, I'm talking about my whole life, different assets of life, different avenues of life. Because it's not about what you do, but who you do things with. I don't follow companies, I don't follow products, I don't follow services. I follow people. I follow people that have a vision. I follow individuals that have results. Not only do they have the results, but they help other people get results too. Because you got a lot of these business owners or coaches or whatever that say they want to do all of these things, but their results don't show. It shows that they're not growing. I want to work with people that are growing. That's what I'm here to do. I haven't gotten to the point in my life now without helping other people. Why? Because if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. But you got to be careful on who you are listening to, right? These individuals right here have helped a lot of people become successful, but it wasn't them doing the work for them. The people did the work. They just created a system and an environment like for you and me to really maximize on. So that way you can create your own economy. But I need you to shift your mindset. If you want to create your own economy, here's what I'm going to share with you. Okay. There's three different mindsets that you need to understand when it comes to creating your own economy. Number one, number two, and number three. At the end of the day, we all know which one is going to work, and we all know which one is not going to work. Some of you are going to have a positive perception, some of you are going to have a negative perception, some of you are going to be indifferent. But I'm going to tell you right now, money one is the absolute worst way of earning income. Why? Because you're trading your time for money. You're clocking in and clocking out. The biggest problem with this is saturation. Time runs out. You can only do so much in 24 hours in a day when you're working for someone else. Matter of fact, you're never in control of your time and you're never in control of your money. What type of lifestyle is that? I call it slavery. Why do I say slavery? Because you're a slave to money. You're a slave to someone else. You're not a master of your life. You're slaving for something else. I know that's probably not the best word of saying it, but honestly, you're in need. And if you look up the root word employee, it's called a paid slave. I don't think none of you on this earth was put on, to slave. You're put on this earth to create, but you can't really create anything new if you're working for someone else every single day. Because if you're anything like me, when I was talking to Darren, when I first talked to him, I told him, man, I want to have my own gym. And that's getting into the money two strategy. And that's where you put your money to work for you. Right? That's, brick and mortar businesses, becoming an investor. But what do you need in the money two strategy? Number one, you need money, but the big problem with 96% of the world, they don't have any money saved up. Why? Because they saving for a rainy day and not saving to invest for a better day. I was brought up to believe save for a rainy day. Why am I going to save for a rainy day when I know a rainy day is going to come? I need to be saving for a prosperous future. I need to be saving for a prosperous asset. Because my money is not helping me in the bank. The bank is taking my money and using it to make them more money. So that's why it's important that you need to do two things. You need to have a mentor Why? Because the mentor has experience, knowledge, information that you don't have. And what you do is you take their information and you make it your cheat code to your success. But not only that, you develop a skill that would allow you to earn income outside of your job. Do you have a skill that allows you to earn income outside of your job? How is it that you can slave for 40 hours out of the week and still have another 128 and not do anything for a better future for tomorrow? That does not make sense to me. That's why when I sat down with Mr. Gibson and Mr. Proctor, they said, look, you need to get into the Money 3 strategy. Miss Jenny, I feel you, because when I was working at the gym, I remember I used to work like 3 weeks straight because my general manager at that time had a personal issue with his wife to where he didn't even come in for those 3 weeks. And I had to run the gym by myself, but I wasn't mad. Why? Because now I'm able to service all of these people, and I was earning some. I think that month I made 10 or 12,000 in one month. That was the most income I had earned coming out of university, right? But I was, I had money, but I was time poor. We know a lot of people that have either a lot of money and no time, or a lot of time and not a lot of money. How do you mix the both? How do you combine that? Well, that's where the Money 3 strategy comes in. That's where 1% of the world multiply. I want y'all to put this in the chat. Multiply. They multiply their time by setting up multiple streams of income. Mr. Bob Proctor, he is again, America's greatest prosperity teacher. This man stated, Tierre, if I were to start all over, I would start over with network marketing. Tony Robbins, if I were to start all over, I would start over with network marketing. Richard Branson, if I were to start over, I would start over with network marketing. Donald Trump, you might hate the man all you want, but at the end of the day, he's a billionaire. If I were to start all over, I would start over with network marketing. Robert Kiyosaki, if I were to start all over, I would start over with network marketing. Why? Because you're not selling a product. You're not selling a service. You're selling ideas, experiences. And not only that, you have a system where people can utilize, and it can be a collective effort where everybody wins. I remember when Bob Proctor stated, what did he say? This is what, and I'm gonna say this anyways later on in the slide. So, but I found a vehicle with Mr. Gibson. I mean, not Mr. Gibson, with Mr. Gibson, who introduced me to Mr. Bugs, and Mr. Bugs created this platform called iBoomerang. iBoomerang meaning, what does a boomerang do? Right? A boomerang is something that you throw out and it comes back to you. The philosophy behind iBoomerang, meaning I give out goodwill and it comes back to me. Right? He said, instead of it being direct sales, why don't we just give the value instead of selling the value? Where we have technology, where we have a system to help people build their business and help people grow their business, and giving people a system to where it's simple for them to do things that they don't have to necessarily do. What is that? People don't like selling. How many of you right now do not like selling? Some of you probably don't even like talking to people. Right? Who said that? Yep, Miss Jenny said, undercover billionaire Grant Cardone said, if he were to start all over, he would start over with network marketing. Of course, it's easy. And here's why I'll say it's easy, because of the mindset. You got to have a certain mindset. And even if you don't have that mindset, you can develop the mindset inside the environment that we have. Because if you don't know how to invest, guess what? In our environment, look, once you join our company, you now are part of our family, which is called the Lifestyle Creators and GPS. And, we got different, groups inside our family, right? But the point that I'm getting to is we're putting you in a position to become financially independent. Okay. So you can take control of your financial future, right? So with that being said, this is the Lifestyle Creators. We want to welcome you to be a part of this family, right? We got Miss Kim. We got, we got Matt that's getting started with us. We got, Miss Laura that just got started with us 45 minutes ago, right? Nervous as all get up, but again, it's not about what you do, but who you do things with. I'm not one of these people out here trying to get things from you. Look, understand that you are a coal right now, right? You might see yourself as a coal, but I see you as a diamond. All I need to do is take that heat, take that pressure, and help develop you into the beautiful stone that we know that you can be, just like these people. Because at the end of the day, we have a vision. We know where we're going. And if you don't know where you're going, guess what? We can help you get to a different level in your mentality, your mindset, your vision, to where you know where you're going and you can help other people do the same thing. Because write this down. And I know in the Bible it says, a man or woman that lacks a vision shall perish. Well, what I like to add on to that is an individual, a man or woman that has a vision shall prosper. How many of you right now want to prosper? Some of you may lack the vision, right? Don't worry about that. The vision will come to you. But we got a family right here that comes together. Doesn't matter where you're from, what your background is. Understand that we build strong relationships. Strong relationships create strong communities. What's the determining factor? What's the key factor to this? Leadership. It's who you're working with. Relationships are defined by how you relate. What's another word for relate? Common. What do you have in common? And then the last word, unity. How can we unite our common interests, common strengths, common struggles, and build something huge where we can help other people prosper in a big way, help other people create a new lifestyle? That's what I'm about. That's why I name my team, my community, the Lifestyle Create, because I want to help people create a new lifestyle. I got exposed to something new, and I just want to expose to some. I'm gonna expose you to the same things. But I can't do that if you're skeptical. Because if you were right about everything in your life today, why does your life look like what it does right now? Why does your bank account look like what it does right now? Why is your relationships the way that they are right now? It's because you haven't shifted. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what our community is here to do. Because business is not about the sales of things. It's about the development of people. And you being a part of the Lifestyle Creators, we're going to help you in all different areas of your life. But the number one thing we need to help you out with is your mindset. Once you get in the right environment, you'll shift your mindset. If you stay in the environment, if you stay plugged in. Because if you change your mindset, you'll start hitting goals. And when you start hitting goals, you'll start going to different areas and different places in your life, and where you're then going to attract more and more income. How many of you want more income in today's economy? Right? Understand that wanting more money is not a bad thing, right? Slaving for money is. Because at your job, every quarter, you get the same check, same check, same check. You might get a 50-cent raise here and there, but 50 cents, come on, is that what you're worth? 50 cents extra a year? Come on now. Let's be real. But let's just say, for example, you put your money, you save it for an investment. Hey, Tier, I got about 500, I got about 2,000, I got about 10,000 saved up right now. Okay, cool. Do you have an asset to put that money into? No, man. Look, now that you're a part of this family, hey, look, let me introduce you to our Fortune Club. Now you got to qualify for this. You got to produce a certain amount of volume to get into this. It's very small. Can you help 5 people? Can you help 5 people get started in this community so we can help them create a better lifestyle? Oh yeah, Tia, I can do that. Okay, cool. You do that. We'll plug into this 5K club. Take that money that you have. You're not giving it to me. You're going to put your money into this asset. And with these assets, guess what's going to happen? Your income is going to grow. Right, Matt? It's going to multiply. And now you got all of these different assets that's working for you while you're still working. How many of you want your money to work for you harder than you're working it for it? Put me inside the chat, right? How many of you want to build a fortune, right? Then I would say get started. Get started. Because in this environment, we're going to create some new lifestyles. We're going to create some new stories. In the month of February, we are on a very intense, focused time where we help a lot of people grow in a short period of time. It's called a quantum leap. You go from 0 to 100 real quick. It's intense. We have fun too. But you gotta you gotta invest. Can't be scared, can't be sitting around waiting for the right opportunity. The right opportunity is always now. Understand that now means no opportunity wasted. Don't waste this opportunity. Don't take this information from this call and not do something with it. Invest into yourself. I just had a conversation with Ms. Laura. I said, hey, what is this your first time investing to yourself? No. I said, great. This won't be the last. It won't be the last. Get in the habit of always investing into yourself. I do it every month. Shoot, I probably do it every week. Why? It makes me feel good. It lets me know that I value my future and myself and my vision. You can't reap what you don't plant. If you want to reap something, you got to sow something. You got to put in your faith. You got to quit being one of those scary Larrys, scary Sallys. You got to invest. So here's what I want you to do. If you're brand new, put new inside the chat and who invited you. Okay. If you're a part of the family, I want to welcome you. If I have not had a conversation with you, shoot me a message. Get my number from your success leader. I want to have a conversation with you and help you. I want to know what your goal is, and I want to help you really create a new lifestyle. Okay. But here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Okay. Those of you that are serious, those of you that are very committed, I don't want you to wait. Jenny, I want you to make the decision to get started now. Get started now. For those of you that, I see you. I see you. Get started. It costs a few $100s to get started with this business. Don't worry about the price. Don't worry about how everything works. I will work with you on how it works. What you need to know is that you are ready to change and you're ready to get started. You're getting started with this community, Miss Jenny. You're getting started with creating a new lifestyle. But you're going to use this family. You're going to use the vehicle that we have to put you in a better position. What Matt just said, trust the process. Know that I know what I'm doing. Know that I'm not lying. And know that I'm not going to let you fail. But let me tell you this, and I tell this to everybody that I work with. You don't work for me, I work for you. But in order for me to work for you, you got to put me to work. If you don't do exactly what I tell you to do, like what my mentor told me, I won't work with you. I won't work with you. If I can help David do what he's been able to do over the last 4 going on 5 years, what do you think I could do with you? Miss Caroline Cusin haven't even been with us for a full year yet. 6-figure rank in our business. She did in her first 2 weeks. If they can do it, you can do it. She's a single mom of 3. She didn't have any excuses. She just did exactly what I told her to do. Now she's on her way to her first 7 figures this year. So again, trust the process. Get with the person that invited you to this call. Get started. Once you get started, those that get started, get my number. If you don't get in, do not give them my number. Do not give them my number. I don't want to get no text message. Hey, what's going on, Tier? Hey, what's going on? Who is this? Oh, this is so-and-so. Okay, awesome. How's it going, so-so? Man, that call was amazing. Okay, cool. Did you get started? No. Wow. What? No, get started. Then we can talk. Then I can help you properly. So with that being said, I hope I brought some value to you today. Get back with the person invited you to this call and let's take action. See you guys soon. Boom.